Hey John, this video's for you because I love you, and I suspect because I know someday, even if you don't watch it today, even if you don't watch it this year, even if you don't watch it the next decade, someday you go back on YouTube and you'll see this. It has been fantastic being your dad. It's been fantastic from the moment you were born, incredibly scary. Next, when your mom passed out the other day, you being born at St. Mary's with the cord wrapped around your neck and blue and not breathing was like the biggest prayer I ever made in my life. Then to watch you grow up, see you play soccer, to watch you run cross country, to run together, to sail together, to fish together, to all the things we've done together, to ski together, all those things that we've had the opportunity to share. It's been absolutely nothing more than fantastic. I've loved every bit of it. But looking back across your life, if I had to think about a time when this one moment changed everything, it'd be the day that Philip, and I think he had a buddy with him, drove you in from snowboarding. I got so I hated snowboarding, John. You probably know that. I got so that I detested the day you went out the door because I knew you were going out to live your big adventure, which I was excited for you to go out and live your big adventure. But I knew you were also that guy who always managed to injure himself. And that day I was so sure you guys were stoned. I mean, you were acting so wacky. I thought there was no way this could be an injury. Just impossible that this could be an injury. It was like that movie where that girl with Adam Sandler, I don't know the actress's name, forgets who she is every minute. You would go about a minute and then it would start all over again. Where am I? What happened? Why am I here? I counted when I took you to the emergency room that day, I think it was 99 times or 97 times, something like that, that you went through that before we even got to see a doctor. I thought, what if John's mind never comes back? But it did, John. It did. Finished college. We had the opportunity to work together at the church and ministry. That was exciting. I think about you in the summertime going out and handing out Cokes to kids as they were coming home from high school, working to build the youth group. I think about the park filled with kids, and I miss those days so much. It was so much fun. And I look at you with Stephanie, married, happy, 3 beautiful kids. The day that you went to be approved for ordination and moved forward in ordination. Really, your mom and I couldn't have been any more proud. And to think about you, how you've, as 3 pastors, I mean, I think you're on your 3rd pastor, aren't you? There at Laguna Niguel Presbyterian. And you've been able to be a steady force. You've learned how to get along with every single pastor. You've learned how to let each one of them know that you're there to support and love them. John, that has made me so proud as a father of you. So, guess if I had a message to tell you, it would be this, John. Hang on to that sense of adventure that made you go snowboarding and made you head up to the mountains when I detested it. Hang on to that sense of adventure that made you get into that big old 4-wheel drive Bronco and go off-roading in the snow when you knew I didn't want you doing it and you never told me about it. Hang on to that sense of adventure and make sure to pass it on to my granddaughters. Hang on to that sense of adventure and keep on living just on the edge. Don't be afraid to jump off that cliff. Don't be afraid to take that next leap. You know, sometimes I found in my life I've let go of that sense of adventure, son. And I become so afraid of what might happen to one of you kids, or what might happen in life, that I've not taken that next big leap. And I don't want that to be you ever, John. I love you too much for that. I love your ministry. I'm so impressed with who you are in the ministry. I want you to make sure that you hold on to that sense of that next big adventure. If it's moving to Fiji, if it's living on a sailboat, if it's jumping off the top of Mammoth and and coming down through the chutes and then going through hangmans, whatever it is, son. I want you to know that I'm on your team. I'm on your side. I love you. I'm proud of you. And everything that you do, I want you to know that when tough times come and when the heartbreak hits, that we're here for you. And when the day comes that we're not here for you, I want you to know that your sister will be. And you and your sister can always depend on each other. I remember my father before he died saying, remember to hold on to your brothers. Don't let go of your sister. I didn't get it at the time. I get it now. That's family, John. Don't forget to hold on to your sister. You can always count on her. She'll always be there for you. It's part of what we get to be in the miracle. It's the reason Mom always told us, remember who you are. You're a Denton, and that makes you different. So John, remember who you are. You're a Denton, and that makes you different. That makes you part of the miracle. And if you happen to be one of my friends who's watching today or has happened to tune in and just strangely wondered who this old guy is crying on here, talking to his son, I want you to know that you get to be the miracle too in your life. If you remember who you are, don't forget that you were created for amazing things in life. Don't be afraid to take that leap off the cornice on the top of Mammoth. I've always been afraid up there. Don't be afraid to push yourself to learn to go down through hangman. Scared me to death to even think about it. Don't be afraid to take that next big adventure, because it's in that next big adventure, that next big move, that the miracle continues to happen in your life. Because the miracle isn't something that's static. The miracle is always transforming us into our final transformation and restoration into God. Sunday night, the New Year, Rosh Hashanah, begins. I know this, some of you are studying Hebrew this semester, John. Yom Kippur on October 8th. Study it up. Yom Kippur has always been the Day of Atonement, my favorite holiday. It's a good time for contemplation, for thinking, and looking over the things in our lives, son. Take this time for contemplation about your own life, your own ministry, and whatever your next big adventure is, because that's how we become the miracle. And know that I love you. Love you with my whole heart.